How much has money been on your mind? How many thoughts about money? How many stresses about money? How many points of view about money? How much have you wanted to know what to do about all those points of view? For some, money is cars. For some, money is houses. For some, money is security. For some, money is an exchange of energy. But is it those things? No, it's not. It is energy, as you are energy. There's no difference between you and money except the points of view that you give it. And you give it those points of view because you bought the points of view of others. To the extent that you can access what your true points of view are, to that extent can you set yourself free. Even me reading it 40 years later, there is this energy there of something different that we can access. Something beyond our minds. What a friggin' gift. That which you are is energy. That which you will be is energy. That which you have been is energy. That which is money is energy. As you this night answer the questions that we are going to ask, be in awareness that the honesty of your answers relates not to the people around you, but to self. Every point of view you've created about money creates the limitations and parameters from which you receive it. I'm going to say that again. Every point of view you've created about money creates the limitations and parameters from which you receive it. Everything that you create, others create. Be in total honesty with self, otherwise you're the only one you're fooling. Everybody else will know your secrets anyway. We ask you to remember that the subject we're now dealing with is not one that is considered light, but it should be. Light is funny. It's a joke. You can laugh. It's all right. So be prepared to be the enlightened beings that you are. Money is not the issue that you think it is, but we're going to work with you to assist you in beginning to learn how to cope with money, not as a moment-by-moment situation, but as the allowance of the abundance that is the truth of self that you are. The allowance of the abundance that is the truth of self that you are. It's the reason it's called How to Become Money. So I'm going to ask you these questions. I'm going to ask you to write them down on a piece of paper or on your phone notes or something. And I'd like you to keep that paper or that note with you, accessible when other things come up, because when we start a journey like this, it's like you can get to the surface. Sometimes you can get way down, way far really quick. But on some of these, you're just going to be able to get to a surface or almost nothing. Write it down anyway, whatever's there. As you continue to go through this, you'll have awarenesses in just a moment that will be like, so we ask you the question, what is money? Write 3 answers of what money is to you. Don't put down what you think it should be. Don't put down the right answer, because there is no such thing. Put the stupid shit, the ugly shit, the insane shit, the logical shit, whatever happens to be there, okay? So what is money? Allow your brains to float away. Allow that which is the truth of where you sit to be the answer on the page. Okay, so 3 things that money is to you. Remember, there's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. To the extent that you can access what your true points of view are, to that extent can you set yourself free. Question number 2, what does money mean to you? 3 answers, please. Third question, what 3 emotions do you have when you think of money? Fourth question, what does money feel like to you? What does money feel like to you? Okay, question number 5, what does money look like to you? 3 answers. Next question, what does money taste like to you? Feel it in your mouth. What does it taste like? Most of you haven't had money in your mouth since you were small children, so you can use that as a point of reference. What does money taste like to you? Next question. When you see money coming toward you, from which direction do you feel it coming? From the right, the left, the back, the front, up, down, all around? Where do you see it coming from? In relationship to money, do you feel you have more than you need or less than you need? Next one, in relationship to money, when you close your eyes, what color is it? And how many dimensions does it have? Next one. In relationship to money, what is easier, inflow or outflow? This one, there are three. What are your three worst problems with money? Question 11. Which do you have more of, money or debts? Question 13. In relationship to money, to have abundance of money in your life, what three things would be a solution to your current financial situation? Everybody got their answers? Anybody not got answers? Okay, now go back to the beginning of your pages, read the questions through, and ask yourself if you've been totally honest about your answers. And notice how much emphasis he's putting on this honesty with your answers. Because money is one of those huge areas where even if it's just you and us here and you are writing on a paper, you want to give the right thing somehow, whatever, wherever that comes from. And so the idea with this is looking over your answers and just going, okay, is this what's currently true for me right now? Is this my current point of view? Okay. And if not, change them. So look at your answers and decide if you've created them in honesty, honesty with self. There are no right answers. There are no wrong answers. There are only points of view. That is all there are, is points of view. And they are the limitations from which you have created your life. If you're functioning from what is the cosmic right answer, you're not being truthful with self. Because if you were, your life would be quite different. What is money? Question number one, right? For some, money is cars. For some, money is houses. For some, money is security. For some, money is an exchange of energy. But is it those things? No, it's not. It is energy, as you are energy. There's no difference between you and money except the points of view that you give it. And you give it those points of view because you bought the points of view of others. One of the things I'd like you to do is when we're done, I'd like you to go back through your answers and ask how many of these are not mine? How many of these are other people's points of view? Because you will far more easily solidify and create from another person's point of view than you will your own, because yours just has space. Others have solidity. When you bring them into your world, you have to solidify them to maintain them as yours. If you would change that which is your financial situation, if you would change that which is money in your life, then you must learn to be an allowance in all things. But in particular, when you hear a point of view delivered to you, you must look to it and see if it is true for you. If it's true for you, you've made an alignment or agreement, and you made it a solidity. If it's not true for you, you either resist or react, and you've made it a solidity. Even your own points of view need no agreement. They need be only interesting points of view. What you are, what you would have, you must be. That which you do not have in you, you cannot have at all. If you see money as outside of you, you cannot have it. If you see money anywhere besides within the being of you, you will never have it at all, and there will never be enough from your point of view. Even me reading it 40 years later, from the exact wording of it that he delivered, there is this energy there of something different that we can access, something beyond our minds, something beyond mass reality. What a friggin' gift. How does it get any better than that? So it really is that which you do not have in you, you cannot have it all. If you see money as outside of you, you cannot have it. If you see money anywhere besides within the being of you, you will never have it, and there will never be enough from your point of view. Okay? Allow yourself to relax. Allow yourself to know you've chosen to be here. It's going to happen. So now we begin to speak about money. To begin, you now have an understanding from what you put down upon your page of your own points of view about money. And I'm going to say again, you also have an understanding of what you've been functioning as though they're your own points of view. None of them may be yours. Okay? You see your life as the financial situation that you're in. You buy the point of view that your life is what you have now as financial reality. Interesting point of view. Now we speak, as we have many times, once again, about the difference between allowance and acceptance. Allowance, you are the rock in the stream, and any thought, idea, belief, or decision comes at you, goes around you, and moves on. If you're the rock in the stream and you are in allowance. If you are in acceptance, all the ideas, thoughts, beliefs, decisions come at you, and you become part of the stream and you get washed away. How much does that describe your money situation? Acceptance has three components: alignment or agreement, which makes it a solidity, resistance, which makes it a solidity, and reaction, which makes it a solidity. How does that look in real life? Well, if your friend says there's just not enough money in the world, if you align or agree with it, you go, yes, you're right. You make that a solidity in his life and your own. If you resist it, you think this guy wants money from me, and you make it a solidity in his life and your own. If you react to it, you say, well, I have plenty of money in my life. I don't know what's wrong with you. Or you say, that's not the way it's going to be for me. And you bought it, you paid for it, and taken it home in a bag, and you made it solidity for yourself. If your friend says to you, there's not enough money in the world, that's only an interesting point of view. Every time you hear information about money, and by the way, there is billions of more pieces of shit about money and everything else available for your perusal and acceptance than there was 40 years ago when this was written, created. Okay. But every time you hear information about money, you must instantly acknowledge that it is only an interesting point of view. Think about this for a moment. How much has money been on your mind? How many thoughts about money? How many stresses about money? How many points of view about money? How much have you wanted to know what to do about all those points of view? Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Interesting point of view. They have this point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view, that they have this point of view. An interesting point of view. I have this point of view, that I need to heal and change their point of view. If you think it's easier to borrow than to pay back, then you made it a solidity and you've created continuous debt. It's only an interesting point of view after all. What if, like, look at this for a moment. What if you didn't have a point of view that it's easier to borrow than it is to pay back? What would occur? Total flow. It would totally change how everything is showing up. It's our point of view that's creating our reality, people. It's only an interesting point of view after all. What is money? Well, some of you think money is gold. Some of you think money is cars. Some of you think money is houses. Some of you think money is an energy exchange. Some of you think it's a medium of exchange. Notice each of those points of view is a solidity, a point of view. Money is only energy. There is nothing in the world, nothing that is not energy. Here's another thing I'd like you to write down. What is your most non-interesting, interesting point of view that keeps you from having total ease with money or infinite wealth? You do not choose to create yourselves as money, as energy, as power. Okay, what is power to you? For most of you, power is about overwhelming another, or it's about controlling another. It's about controlling your life or putting controls in your life or controlling your financial destiny. Financial destiny, what is that? It's a weird program. That's what it is, a program of fate. Every time you say, I have to have a program of financial freedom, you're telling yourself that you personally have no freedom. What are you doing with that? When you do that thing of, oh, I need to set myself up for financial freedom and have residual income, you're putting the source of freedom outside of you, which is also, hey, thumbs up on that, which is also what we've been conditioned to do with money. And therefore, you have limited in totality your choices and what you experience. We ask you all at the moment to close your eyes. So please close your eyes and begin to pull energy from the front of you. Pull it into every pore of your body. Don't breathe it in, just pull it in. Good. Now pull it from the back of you. from everywhere. Now pull it in from the sides of you. Pull it in from the bottom of you. Notice that there's plenty of energy available to you when you pull it in. Now, turn it into money. It's all about the point of view. The points of view is what is creating the limitation. It's not the reality that's creating the limitation. And as you know, I've said for years, your point of view creates your reality. Reality does not create your point of view. So it's all about the points of view, but you've been looking for your points of view. You've been using the latest and greatest processes and questions and stuff and such and everything. And going about it this way may create a totally different possibility.